Okay, we're live. We're live. Let me grab the link here. Gotta share it to Instagram, and then we'll be set. Okay. All right. What's up? What's up, Malachi? How are you feeling?
What's going on? I'm good.
We, for those of you guys who are tuning in right now, this is Malachi. Malachi, it was my instructor and mentor at Icon, and still is today. Well, not my instructor at Icon anymore, because I don't go to Icon anymore, but he's still my mentor today. And we are breaking down the new tune.
Do you want me to share that link with my peoples?
Yeah, it's on the Sounds Good. Or here, I'll just text it to you right now.
Cool.
All right, let me just see. Okay. Sorry, guys. Trying to get the link out to everybody so everybody knows it's happening. Let me just do this and this and this, and we'll head over here. Let us know if you guys have any audio issues. This is the new tune, Go Off. It's live now on Spotify. There's a link in the description of the stream if you want to check it out. But we're going to be breaking this down, going through everything, all the elements, for those of you guys who are tuning in. And if you have any questions, even if you're watching this after the stream is over, feel free to ask any questions, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Let's just run it through.
It came. It never came.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. That's the first drop. Second drop coming up. It's very different, so don't worry if you're thinking that it's going to be the same. And that's it.
So,
So I guess walking through I started with, this is one of my beat days. So like when every year in January, make a beat every single day. And it started off and like, it was just the main sound here. I believe it was just this one. Which, I mean, and the drums weren't really that powerful. And I just sort of built off of that idea. I guess we could look at the drop sound first. The drop sound is 3 elements. It's this element right here, just like a bass kind of, just with pretty much everything cut off there, and then this guy. That was just a one shot. It kind of goes stepwise, like bum bum bum, and then one below the root note, so it's like super dissonant. But then the processing on this, a little bit brought that into the center a little bit, and rolled off some of the ultra highs there, or just I guess the highs, that's down to like 4K. But you heard this one. This one's pretty sharp and piercing, so got a soothe on there, making sure that is not destroying our eardrums. But I still wanted it to be really bright and loud, so all of them together. You take one of them away, felt that this bassy synth kind of gave it a little bit of body. But yeah, that's the drop, the drop synth at least. The layers here for the stabs, there's like a lot going on for these guys. So there's the stabs. If you guys know my music, you know that I love my brass stabs and string stabs. So the first one, pretty standard cashmere. I'm like pretty much the only producer who uses cashmere, right?
I use it.
I know, I was joking.
Oh.
Everybody uses cashmere. And then there's like this like hardstyle kick thing. And this one's just like, it's sort of like just a destroyed respace a little bit. And then this one's a string stab. So leading into that though, there's like, and that's where you get the most of that. I think an important distinction here too, guys, if you're wondering like about build-up drums, you want to have contrasts. Malachi, you already know this. Like when you're making your build-up, you want the drums to be a lot softer than when the main drums come in, because that contrast is what gives you power in the drop, right?
Correct.
So I have the same kick here. I'll play you the difference, like how they sound in isolation. Here's the build-up kick. It's the same kick, just processed differently and balanced differently. There's a little bit more snap with this one from the transient shaper. And there's also another layer on this too. That little transient. That makes a big difference. Listen when I take it away. So all of that combined, it really accentuates that power. Also the side chain, if you're not side chaining, I've been using the Shaper box for side chaining lately. This guy right here, bringing this up. Is it this one? So that's very helpful there. I guess let's look at the some of these extra elements here. Some of these guys, this is a I don't even know where I found this sample. I just thought it was cool. It was like a nice little in-between thing. And then we bring them in faster, and I think at a higher pitch here. No, not a higher pitch. It just goes. Oh, these are just at a lower pitch. Got it. Okay. Then I got these movie trailer Brom. That one's definitely pitched up and then EQ'd. What's up, Robin? Robin's always on the stream. Yes, dude, I'm gonna keep doing more streams. I know you guys like the streams, and I like doing them too. So I'm gonna do more of them. Here's this Indian vocal from Kashmir, which I felt like kind of added this nice little like this combined with this is nice. It kind of sits underneath everything. The snare is, I think it's the Crane bamboo snare, yeah. This is a very famous snare. And I've got this guy. Oh, this is kind of cool. If you use envelope follower, it kind of gives the snare a little bit more snap. I put the envelope follower on the gain for the high shelf. So when it comes in, it goes. Ksh, ksh.
Nice. Clever.
We could talk about the intro a little bit too. This is just a, or I guess let's talk about the sub. Just a cymatic sample, saturation, a little bit of erosion, just cutting out some of that mud in there too. I mean, we don't need any of this stuff. This is not space for the sub to be. And it makes room, in the mix, makes it feel a little bit more bright. And then, I wonder why this should be input to the kick. Does sound like it's side chaining though. I'm wondering. Whatever. It's all good. The tune is already out, so no changes to be made. But yeah, without the erosion, it's like. Just kind of helps it stand out a little bit, I guess. So I like that. Then the Reese at the beginning. I mean, I use Reese basses all the time, right?
Your favorite.
It's like it's such a great foundation for your tune. You can make pretty much anything sound good on top of a Reese bass.
That's true.
Right?
Do you ever do like pitch bend with them?
Sometimes, like, I'll have the glide on,
Glide,
so
yeah,
like,
yeah.
so whenever the notes change, it goes wow. Yeah,
Cool.
definitely. Matter of fact, I probably have it on this one. Let's see. This is
Yeah.
no,
Oh no, because your notes aren't connected.
no, I do not. So
All good.
yeah, it is fine. It all worked. So here's like an atmosphere. It says perk loop, but it should say atmosphere. This is from Echo Soundworks. Shout out Shane. Just a nice little layer underneath. Here's this guy, which is a granulator. I mean, guys, if you're not using granulator, get with the program. This thing is awesome. Without the effects, and then with the effects, it's just some chorus, compressor room reverb. Do you use this?
I don't think so. What's the plugin?
It's stock Ableton.
But what's in it? I mean, it's just a regular reverb?
Yeah, regular reverb and compressor. It's a wet and dry signal. It's awesome. So like, I mean, without it,
yeah, it's a good sound. What's the movie one that you had with like Braun? Where'd you get that from?
the Braum packs. Oh, it's just a sample pack. It's like, I think it's called the Valhalla Filmmakers Kit, or yeah, this is one of them that I have. I think it's sound design Brahms. Yeah.
They named it Brahms. It's hilarious. Okay.
Great pack. Yeah, this was just like something I wanted to have underneath because it felt kind of boring without it. It was like, so I wanted to have something sitting in the back there. Then a drone. And we've got the brakes up here. I mean, you gotta have the brakes. This is like, I do this in so many songs. I should probably stop doing it because I do it all the time. But I just clip where the snare is and then put it at dotted, is that dotted quarter notes? Yeah, just like that. So it goes, I do that all the time. Probably need to cut it out, but.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What's that?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep doing it until everybody complains. Okay, so yeah, the percussion here, I mean, it's pretty simple. Like, these hi-hats are nothing special. It's a ride, crash. This one is, I'm not even using this one, so yeah, that's just about it. And I mean, it kind of sets a if we don't have these in the tune, you can notice it. It just like kind of just all drops out. So it's definitely helpful for that. But okay, let's talk about the second drop, because this one is my favorite one. So everything's virtually the same coming up here, except for this last vocal sample. By the way, these vocal samples are from Splice, and for the "Are You Ready," the original one sounds like this.
Are you ready?
So I wanted him to go, "Are you ready?" like that. So I pitched it up just a little bit.
What's that from?
It's from, let me see.
Are you ready? Are you?
EDM drop vocals. So yeah, both of these, no, this one's from a different pack. Pardon me. So I have the little switch up to the,
Let's go! Let's go!
right before the breaks drop comes in.
Let's go!
And yes, I know it sounds like RL Grime, but I liked it so much I was just like, I'm not gonna change it. This is dope. So the sample is a flute sample. And it's, I mean, ran through an amp Faturator. Like, without this stuff, it sounds like this. Just really airy. And then you can hear that flutter in there. That's from the shaper box. I've got this at 16th notes, and you can hear it a lot when it comes in on the second half. But I have that going periodically. Let's actually just highlight that automation there, so you can see like I got the automation. Obviously a little bit of pitch bending here. Like pitch bending when you transition notes is, especially with a sound like this, usually works pretty good. I don't know if you've had that same experience,
100%.
but it's yeah, definitely works well. The drums, let's take a look at the drums because they're a little bit different. So I got the snare here. So yeah, I use the same transient because I use this for pretty much the transient. And then I like the tonality of this drum here for the break part, because it kind of sounds like a breaks drum,
Fits
right?
right in there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then I got the accent snares here. So they sound kind of weird in isolation, but when you and then combine that with this drum and bass drum loop just slowed down to 148. Just works really well. Shout out Night Punk. You heard of Night Punk?
Oh, who's that?
He's an EDM bass music guy, and he's just making drum and bass, or not drum and bass. It's basically just breaks, but just heavy bass music breaks, which is really cool. Nobody's doing that right now.
Nice.
So always appreciate something like that. So this bass here, our bass is, gotta love our bass. But the main part of the bass is actually down here. It's this, and I'd consider this the main part of the bass because the bass kind of just falls flat without it. This is technically a bass. It's just EQ'd only to the ultra highs, and it makes it adds a little bit of crispness to the flute too. So I'll play it with and without. Kind of just helps it stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, it's right in your face.
Yeah. So I was happy with that. The effects, again, there's really nothing special. There's not a whole lot of special stuff going on in this track. I haven't do some crazy, world-bending techniques in this one. Used some loops. This is a Vengeance sample. Remember Vengeance?
Yeah, they were the OGs.
Bass, do you want to get bass, bass, bass? Do you want to...
Yep, the OG, and now people are using Vengeance samples again.
Wait, where do you find them? Oh, they have their website up or something?
I have them right here.
Just using the old ones.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. These are from 2008.
Yeah.
Some of these sounds.
Whip out some of mine.
Master Boot, this track in on another level. Thanks, bro. I'm glad you dig the tune. I'm so happy with this one. I'm so glad it's finally out too. I know that you guys, I've been promising you guys releasing some music, and I've got 2 more releases already scheduled for August and September. And then I've got several others on the way. Matter of fact, we'll jump into the new tune that I'm working on right now. We'll work on a little bit of that during the stream today.
How long did this one take you?
This one, I did the initial idea in 2 hours, but it was just the first half of the build up and then into the drop, and then finishing it out. What took me the longest was the second drop, because I didn't know what to do. I was I just kept this is probably drop iteration number 6. I just made a drop and I was no, hate it. So did another one until I came on this one. Then I was it sounds like RL Grime, and I was no, this needs to be done.
Right.
So, and that's something that Malachi taught me when I was at Icon is just get it done and move on to the next one.
Keep it pushing.
Yeah, you're always gonna have, like, you can make an infinite amount of songs. Just stop trying to make the perfect song and make a better song next time. Noah never disappoints. Oh, dude, thank you. I have let many people down, but I'm glad that you like the tune. Yes, dude, Zip Sanders. I have been looking forward to you guys hearing these releases. I'm not gonna play them today because I want them to be a surprise when they drop.
Yep.
But I will play you guys some unreleased, or one that's in progress, and we'll work on it a little bit. And we'll talk about a sound design technique that I learned from Chi. You know Chi?
Icon as well.
No, he's a bass music producer from South Africa. Really cool stuff. But I'll
Check them out.
yeah, we can even, well, I can't play any Cheese music on the stream, but we'll take a look at it. Okay, so I guess maybe you guys are interested in the mastering chain. Robin says, what if the song isn't up to your standard? For example, a release, still move on or get it release ready? I mean, you should always just focus on finishing the music as best you can. And I mean, I always talk about South Park. You know how South Park makes their show?
6 days.
Yeah, they make every episode in 6 days, and they do that because they know that if they let the time run out, or they like give themselves an unlimited time, it would take them forever to finish episodes.
Good point.
He says that the creator of South Park, I think his name's Trey Parker. He said that you get like 80% of the song or the show done, and then you spend like 2 days just refining it to get it to 90%. So like if you gave me another month, it maybe get to 95%. It'll never get to 100%. So it's always best to just go on it and do another one, I think. And they've been on the air for almost 30 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, and their shows are amazing. So just finish the tune, decide if you want to release it later.
Right.
That's like, don't try to decide if you're going to release it while you're writing it.
Or just release it.
Or yeah, just release it and say who cares.
Yeah.
Master Boo, I think you should come back on Trap Nation. This is game changing. Hey bro, check Trap Nation right now. This is uploaded on Trap Nation today, so you can check it out.
Score.
All right, let's see. Just effects, just sub drops. I mean, these are all just really. I have used this particular white noise crash sample since probably about 2011 in almost every one of my songs. It's just clean. It works every single time. It's awesome. Let me see. Okay, mastering chain. Let's talk about mastering chain. So I've got it. I've got it gained down by -4 dB here. I went through a bunch of different maybe I can do this and I'll tweak this and make it, tried Goldfoss, tried Saturator, but it really just came down to 2 multi-band dynamics. I cut the lows off of both and then brought the amount to 48%. Those are not being used. Just a little bit of glue compression here, soft clipping, and then just a little bit of a bump on the limiter. And I've got 2 of them at about the same. And Mesta taught me this from Icon. Just don't crank your limiter. Do a couple of limiters.
Stepwise.
Yes. Oh, thanks, bro. I'm glad that you're happy. It definitely feels good to be back up on there. And hopefully I'll be back up on there many, many more times in the coming months and years. I love those guys. They uploaded my tunes back when, nobody knew about me. So I owe a lot to those guys. They're awesome. So yeah, let's hear it without the mastering chain here. Just the limiters. So you guys can hear the difference in how much this is working. Oh. What's going on? Hey, that's without the master. Negative 4.8, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad for the loudness.
Pretty loud.
It's I mean, it's not Skrillex loud. We're not getting to negative 3.5.
4.8 is nothing to scoff at, though.
Yeah.
It's really pretty solid.
It'll knock at a festival, and that's what we want. So let's see. Let's flip back to us real quick. On a delay there. Let's. All right, let's open up this project. What I've been working on here. Do you guys have any questions? Anything that you guys want to cover? Anything that Malachi here? Let's give a little bit of background. Why don't you give your bio to the guys?
All right. So, been a musician my whole life. Played saxophone, all these instruments. Then put all that down to go to school for computer engineering and hated it. So I dropped out of school. Then I went to Berklee College of Music for 4 years. Studied music production engineering and music synthesis. And then I got out and I got a job at Interscope Records, where I always say that was my real college. I was there for like 6 years. And I learned how to turn the music into money. Like how to like take the music and the business and put them together.
Yeah.
And then I left that because I don't know, people there kind of sucked. And
Do you want to talk about that? Like the reason why they sucked?
well, there's in art you have the creator and a marketer, right?
Yeah.
And in the ideal world, it's a yin and yang where they empower each other and it works really well. Unfortunately, like Steve Jobs says, once the creatives are done, you give the keys to the marketing people, and then they never give the keys back. So, you have this environment that isn't good for creatives, where there's just like all this tension and all of these like people trying to climb up ladders and make tons of money. And, usually, A&R was supposed to be like finding talent, grooming talent,
Yep.
guiding talent, but now it's how many followers do you have? Word, you're signed, and then they expect you to make millions of dollars for them, within the first 3 weeks of working for them, and it's really weird. So we, after Soulja Boy, everybody just had to have millions of followers. That's all it was.
So he was the guy who started that?
Yeah, he had a million Twitter followers. No one had that many other than Ashton Kutcher. He was the first celebrity to get to 1 million. And then Soulja Boy did it, and they signed him, and they didn't have to do any work. So they were like, oh, we could just keep doing this. So they started signing more and more actors and influencers, I guess is what we call them now. We didn't call them that back then. And so I'm in the studio with all these people who don't make music. They just have a lot of followers. And it was my job to babysit them, I guess, and help them make music. And I hated it. It was not fun. It was a lot of stress. So I left and started my own business making music for work for hire.
Yeah.
And that's when I met you, because I started teaching as well.
Yeah, teaching at Icon. You guys know Icon. Icon is a legendary electronic music school for which Malachi was an instructor, and I am an alum. It's a great music school, and you're teaching at what school now?
1500 Sound Academy. I'm actually wearing their sweater. That wasn't on purpose. And I also teach at Jail Guitar Doors, where we empower people who have been impacted by incarceration. So we go into prisons, and we actually have people come in that have been in prison, and they come to our facility, and we teach them how to make music. Kim Kardashian actually tagged us in something 2 days ago. She went into a prison, and I guess someone talked about us, and she tagged us. That was kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So those are my 2 gigs now, other than what I do outside of work. Yeah.
Awesome. And then, I mean, on top of Malachi being a mentor to me for years, he's also a really good friend. We spend a lot of time talking about books and music, and we talk every week.
Every week.
All right, so let me talk about the sound design technique first before I get into how it's applied here in the drop, because it's so cool. Well, let's find where the I've got so many channels in this project. So basically, how it starts is you make a patch, and it's crazy. Oh, hang on, let's listen to. Will Malachi join the Discord? Will you join the Discord?
I mean, I will, but I don't know if I have time to check it, but sure.
All right, he'll join the Discord, but no promises on responses. Robin, yes, Icon is very expensive.
Is it? I mean, Berkeley is probably $250,000 now. So.
Just because Berkeley is expensive doesn't make Icon also not expensive.
Yeah, I guess what's Icon at now? Because they do have the new facility. So
it's like $30,000 a year.
How many years is it?
1.
Oh, that was like a year and a half.
Well, you could get a year and a half, but it's like I think it's more.
Wow, 30. I mean,
that's like
30 is a lot.
This is what I'm saying. This as somebody who went to Icon, who graduated, who made a bunch of friends and learned so much. If you really don't know what you're doing in music and you need a lot of help, you should go to music school for sure. It's not for everybody. My class, you remember my class, when I started, we had, I think it was like 32 guys and Savannah in one class, and by the end of the class it was like 10 people.
Really? That many people dropped out?
Yeah.
Dang.
A lot of people dropped out. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Zip Standard, now we know he's rich.
Why? Because it was 150?
Yeah, because you're like, it's not even that bad.
I mean, hey, I'm not saying that I got the money for that. I've done all student loans that I'm still paying back. But no, I think the only school that really matters is a school of hard knocks. If you're not doing it for real, you're not actually learning any lessons.
That's it right there. And we saw so many people at Icon who thought when I get to Icon, that's gonna be it. That's everything is gonna happen for me when I get to Icon. I won't have to do anything else. They'll show me all the buttons to press, all of the knobs to twist, and all of the hands to shake, and everything's gonna work out for me. And it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, Berkeley's even worse because it's 4 years, so people think at the end of 4 years, I'll have a career. And there's this thing called the Berkeley curse, where if you actually graduate, the percentage of people who become successful is actually lower than the people who drop out.
Really?
Right. So at first I thought it was a curse, but really it's if you can go 4 years without getting any gigs, you're probably not going to get any gigs after that.
Yeah.
That's a long time to not do any work.
And I think too, it's important to note that when if you're in music and you're starting to pick up a little bit of momentum, but you realize that, I don't really know everything that's going on. I don't know what an EPK is, or I don't really know how to record a session musician. Those, if there's a lot that you know that you don't know, or what's that you know that you don't know, that then school is for you. Right. Or if there's like a bunch of stuff that you don't even know that you don't know, I think it's if that pie is way, way bigger than the stuff that you know that you need. This is lots of no's and
a lot
need
of
to
no's
knows.
And don't knows.
Basically what I'm saying is if you're serious about it, you're making a commitment, you're really trying hard to make it, and you've actually picked up a little bit of steam, then you should go to music school.
You need to have questions. If you're not, when you work in an industry and you trip, then you have, hey, how do I not trip? You can ask.
Yeah.
But if you don't trip, you don't have no one can coach you if you're not actually I always think of it as like wrestling or boxing, right? I can't teach someone how to box if they don't get in the ring and actually get hit in the face.
Yep.
So you have to be willing to get hit in the face and hit the canvas a few times. And then I can say, all right, great, now push your shoulder up more, because I can see it. But people that just come in and they don't actually do things in the real world, there's no way to help them.
That's it. That I couldn't have said that better. That is exactly right. If you aren't trying to do it already, music school will be an uphill battle for you through and through, and a very expensive one at that.
That's true.
Because at least at the end of 4 years at a university, you have a degree in something. At the end of music school, you get a shiny little certificate that says...
I mean, I have a degree, but no one's going to take a degree from a music school.
Right.
Like, what is the point of that, you know? So you're right. Good point.
All right, so let's get back to this guy. This is... we got Phase Plant up here. Need to make sure that it pops up on the screen there.
I totally missed out on this plugin, man.
You haven't messed around with this?
I missed it. Like, I had like the opportunity to download it and use it, and I missed it, and then it no longer was available to me. So I got to get this one.
It's like for sound design stuff, it's so fun.
All right.
As a matter of fact, why don't we just design a brand new one while we're on stream? Because I think that might actually be a little bit more fun. And then you guys could see how I got here. But we'll talk through the process as we go. Robin says, I'm not saying it isn't good, but I can't afford it. Yeah, I mean...
They're probably not good anymore.
Well, I don't know that for sure. I'm not there. I'm like, there are a lot of great instructors. Like, Mesta's still there. He's, like, mastering engineer extraordinaire. Really great guy. Vito, he's still over there.
Yeah, I mean, I got no issue with the instructors, but they're still based on a curriculum. And, you know, this is 2022. When did you graduate?
2017?
Music has changed a lot since then.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think those new things are in the school?
I have no idea.
Probably not. Because that's not how school works.
Yeah.
And it's not an Icon thing, and it's not a Berkeley thing. It's just that's how school works. School is based on the past. And, you know, so you want to learn the past, then learn today so you can make the future. But if you're not focused on the future, you're going to get stuck in the past. So I would say, you know, things like this, live streaming, talking to people actually making songs you like, that's more important.
And
so y'all are doing it right.
We're doing it right, guys. You heard it here first. Robin says 28K is not something I got laying under my pillow. I don't either. That would be nice to have. Like,
I mean, if you had it lying on your pillow, you wouldn't have to make music, would you? You could just make music for fun and not have to even sell it.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, dude, whoever's tooth fairy is leaving 28 racks under the pillow.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if you had gold teeth and then you did it, you'd be able to do that.
Does a tooth fairy prioritize gold? I don't know.
I mean, you get like some like down south rappers to come through. They'll leave you a cup of lean and some stacks of money
and a blunt. Zip Sanders says, y'all dropping knowledge bombs, classes in session. Dude, yes, that's
all we do.
One advantage that these musical schools may have is that they are not restricted to government guidelines.
Yes,
schools in Holland don't really go with the same. They are.
They are. We have to teach certain things that we don't want to, and we have to have quizzes a certain way that we don't want to. There are what's it called to get accredited. Yeah. So to get accredited, we had to have a library. So we had to make a library out of nothing. We had to do so many things just to tap dance so we can get grants and stuff like that. So it really does water down the education to a degree, but it makes it more accessible. So it's like a dance, you know. It's like how much can we comply versus how much can we give you exactly what we want to give. Like, to be honest, like if it was me making a school, I wouldn't even focus on the government at all. I would just say, look, these are the things that I think you need to learn, and that's it. But then we wouldn't be able to, we would get accredited. We wouldn't be able to give grants. We wouldn't be able to have visas if someone comes from out of town. So there's a lot of give and take.
That's a good note. And I think I one last thing I want to talk about with regard to music school. Okay, hang on a second. They said, damn, I figured Icon was probably independent. Berkeley, most likely not. No, you want to speak up to that?
Icon wants to be Berkeley. That's their goal. So they're headed that direction. So whatever it is that Berkeley has now, 20 years from now, that will be Icon. So That's literally there. You know, it's interesting. The school teaching at is looking at Icon and trying to be Icon. Like literally, that's how I got the job. They were like, "Whoa, you taught it? Okay, we want you." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So like each school is like climbing upward away from what we do.
Right. Which ironically, this is like just doing stuff is the most effective way to learn.
That's the only way to learn.
Yeah. But like I do want to say this too. If you have trouble with self-discipline and keeping yourself on a schedule, then school might be a good way for you to get on that schedule and become a little bit. But
most people don't go to class though.
Well, I mean, but this is what I'm saying with a caveat. If you are taking it seriously and you want to be where you are, it might help you build some good habits for showing up every day, putting in the work every day.
That's a good point. You gotta like really fall in love with the campus and the people and the schedule. The schedule is the most important thing.
Malachi, they're asking for your socials.
My first and last name. Can I type it in here or no?
Yeah. He's gonna type it in the chat here, guys. Okay, so we're starting off sawtooth wave here, and then I've got one going up an octave here. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna turn on the glide, and we're gonna make the polyphony 1 because that is mono. And then what we're gonna do is we're just going to we're gonna start applying some effects and some LFOs. So these LFOs are a little bit weird. You have to and actually let's go with legato so it just keeps going. They're a little bit different than serum because like when you put them on they just start. They don't wait to be triggered by a MIDI note. So we'll actually just draw in some crazy shapes here. Come on now, let's go. Yeah. And I'm just gonna, I mean, it doesn't even matter. Draw a shape, draw a smiley face, I don't know, draw a dick, I don't care. You just want to get some movement going on here. You could also, if you're like, oh, that's such a pain, you could just go in and pick a shape here. They got a bunch of different shapes. I've found that the ones with the like lots and lots of movement, like this right here, you're not going to get as good of results unless you have it at a really, really slow rate. So yeah, keeping that like this and bring in a few of these. You can always make more. Let's actually just go with a sine wave here too. Just and you want these all at just different speeds. This is important because this is how we get the craziness. All right, so the first thing what we're gonna do, obviously, just a little bit of distortion. I guess that wasn't obvious. I shouldn't say obviously, but we're gonna put in a little bit of distortion, add a little spread here. And then we're gonna go into Snap Heap. And let's go with a preset. Let's just go with a, I don't want a preset. I want the defaults. Let me see. I guess we could just make it default by just doing this. So we'll do a slice EQ here. Slice EQ on this. And then we're going to go serial bus, yeah. And we're just going to draw in another random shape. Lots of randomness with this process. And guys, this is also, this also takes a little bit too. This isn't like a really fast and like, oh, I got 5 minutes, let me set this up. It takes a little bit of routing and a little bit of time to get it going, but it's worth it. I'll show you guys here in a second. Okay, let's go with a Faturator. Faturator, great. It's a really, really cool tool. So we're gonna map the offset to, let's actually rename that to mod 1. Map the offset here. We'll just do that because we need something to control Snap Heap from inside. And let's actually do this. We're gonna create a high pass there. And a low pass over here. Okay, that's cool. Let's do another one. These will all be in parallel, so they'll be processing at the same time. And let's do this one, mod 2. Oh, I don't want snap heap, I want slice EQ. And that's the cool thing about Faceplant is it's almost infinitely modular. So you can like
Put as many of these things as you want.
yeah.
Wow.
It has I'm pretty sure it has infinite oscillators. You saw that I could add another instance of snap heap within snap heap.
Inception.
Yeah, there's lots of Inception type stuff going on. And yeah, we'll go with a ensemble probably. You can already hear that this is getting us some pretty cool results, but we haven't even got to the good stuff yet.
Can you attach modulators to those knobs you were just turning?
Yeah, that's what we're about to do right now. We're gonna go put LFO. Yeah, here's this LFO. We're gonna attach it to this one. So yeah, this one's moving a little fast here. You can kind of hear it's like jittering around a little bit. I don't really like, it's not really going to yield some very good results. So I want this to be controlled sort of. And guys, reminder, this is just one sawtooth wave right now. That's all we got. And that's the source. So, but we're gonna get crazy with it too. Let's go in and throw on a delay here. Let's add another LFO too. One thing I wish it doesn't slide when like back and forth with the mouse.
Oh,
like
you can't control that.
It does it on the trackpad, but not on the Magic Mouse, which I feel like I'm like one of the only people on planet Earth that actually likes the Magic Mouse.
I have one. I don't mind it, but I do miss the touch. I might buy one.
Yeah, you can get those external ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go with a. I feel like a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. I don't think that's going to be the right LFO shape for that. We need something that goes down to 0. Oh, this one will be good. You said press shift and work. It doesn't really work for me. Just it usually like when I go to Ableton and if I want to like scroll back and forth, I could just do that, but I can't do that in the face. But it's fine. We will persevere. We will move on.
Luckily, you do have that, so.
Yeah, if I want to, but then I gotta like take the I am first world problems. Okay, what else could we do? Any suggestions for an effect? Something that you might think sound cool.
I have no idea because look at all these things and like I don't know what half of them do.
Okay, so we'll
The
go.
names are weird. I don't know. Did you use the pitch shifter already?
I haven't.
Boom. There we go.
Cool. Let's add. Let's bring this one onto the pitch shifter.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Now you just gotta figure out how to keep it in the key.
What's that?
Now you just gotta figure out how to keep it in the key, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be challenging.
But
But
toss like auto tune on it.
oh yeah.
Work smarter, not harder.
Shift then scroll. Yeah, I tried that one, man, and it didn't work. But it's okay. Like I said, we will persevere. Everything's gonna work out. That's like we're losing a lot of character there, so. Sometimes the simple little effects too, like not getting crazy, just a little notch here might give us some really cool results too. That sounds like a root canal. Like, I'd be fucking psyched if I was getting a root canal and this was the sound.
You would?
Like, that would be so sick.
I mean,
It's way better than right into your.
I'm just take my tooth. I don't got time for that.
Yeah, I'll pass. I'll pass on a root canal.
Yeah, it's gotta be the worst thing.
You betcha. Okay, so let's go. Let's actually swap this out for a wavetable. So the way this works is like you have to have an output to the effects chain. So this thing doesn't have an output to the effects chain. So I can modulate this with this and you won't hear this at all.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So like you saw.
What can you add? You can put as many.
Yeah, infinite. You can put as many as you
Wow.
want. So, and the cool thing is you can actually modulate this to not only just the FM to the wavetable, but the harmonics, this thing like this. Okay, so let's well, I'm gonna try to get a move on here, guys. I know that this is probably like you probably want to see what the next step is. So this is the next step. So grab the Melda bundle. We talked about this. The Melda bundle has this thing called the recorder. And the recorder has you just pick your folder name, and we'll go with Bass Design Stream 1, and then I could just hit record here, and it will start recording into this folder here and save it within the plugin. So I could just click and drag it out from right here. Now the reason why I'm doing this over resampling is because I can press pause and make an adjustment, and then it'll still be recording. So that's why we're using this instead of resampling, because when you resample, you hit pause, it stops resampling.
Correct.
So
What's the input? Just anything your computer hears?
just the whatever's
You're just
on the
on that
channel.
track. Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
So, and I mean, we're playing it in solo anyways. So so that's that. So record. Let's add some more distortion, actually. And it come. Okay, so we've got this. We've stopped recording. Now we put it down here on this channel. We have all of our crazy sounding stuff, which this is what a previous session sounded like for me. So now what we can do is we'll come down here, and you see I've got all of this other crazy stuff on it. Where so I don't want to like take up too much more time before getting to the results here. So basically what's going on here is we've got a velocity that's triggering completely random velocities within this loop here, which is just quarter notes, I believe. And I've gone to the the MIDI, and I've hit velocity, sample offset, turn that up to 100. So every time a new velocity is played, a new section in this loop will play.
Okay.
So it'll give us random, like basically randomness.
Now, how do you get to that window?
You go to MIDI, velocity, sample offset,
cool.
And then you put in the velocity from the MIDI effects. It's right down here, and then turn up random, and it'll do that for you. So basically what we've got going on here is just a little bit of compression, some modulation on this this delay here, and that's controlled by this shaper. I did another random shape here, and then a little bit of saturation, and then I've got this huge reverb that's being sidechained by the original sound. So it's that reverb's filling up this space. So now we do it again, except this time we're just gonna resample it. Yeah, we're just gonna resample it like this. Just gonna hit record. Okay, so we found a couple of good ones in there. Now what we do, as you can see, I've got a bunch down here. I've got this sound now loaded into a loaded into a sampler, and then we're processing that again. So going in, let's just create a duplicate of this channel here. Yeah, let's just try it with the original pattern that we had here. So I'm gonna drop that in there, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just cycle through here and find which one sounds the best, and I'm gonna turn on our loop mode. Why can't we hear that? Oh, because the EQ is on. So you can get some cool results by looping this too, because when it pitches up, the sample gets shorter. So you can just loop if you don't want that reverb part there. You just hit that sustain mode, bring in that loop so it loops the sound. And we can process this however we want now. So like, it takes a lot of trial and error, but this is a way that you could get sounds that are completely and totally unique. You won't even be able to recreate this again. It'll be a once in a, like, it's lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's what I like about your sound design is you're teaching them how to let go of expectations and test trial and error.
Yeah.
Typically when people do sound design, they go, hey, we're going to make a respace today. And then they make something that they know how to make. And it's not designing. You're just regurgitating at that point. So this is really, really good. You're good at this.
Thank you. Yeah, this is abstract art.
That's
right.
That's all art. The first step of art is like to play until you discover something you've never seen before. Then you take that thing and like you go through it and go, all right, what can I use? Then you go, cool, I like this the most. How do I turn this into something that the average person could listen to?
Yeah, that's exactly
every
it.
Piece of art, no matter what it is.
Except for this part, it's like a painter who's painting a painting of a mountain.
Yeah, he has to get the paint.
But he's like, I know that I'm gonna make a painting of a mountain, and he probably has the vision in his head.
Bob,
right?
What's his name? The guy with the afro.
Bob Ross.
Yeah, that's how he paints. But that's that's right. You have a Bob Ross up there, but that's not actually. You know what I mean? Like people who are making art that will make you go whoa, like they're sitting there and discovering something that you've never seen before. And even the colors that he's using, someone had to invent those. Like instead of sound design, it was color design.
Yeah, so that's true.
Yeah, so every art has it starts with an element of experimentation.
See, guys, this is why he's my mentor. He's got so much wisdom when it comes to creativity. Okay, so here's the practical.
This is the next step.
So I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't want to take you guys through assembling this because it could take hours. You know, it's not. You have to, like, you could see how many times, like how many iterations of this sound. Like I have so many that I tried, just trial and error until I found the right one, and this is what I landed on for this. If you guys probably listened on my Instagram. If you guys follow me on Instagram, Haterade Official.
Some bop to it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, these are all like, I mean, this one was from a bass design session that I did the other day. wasn't from this particular one, and neither was this one. These are both from another bass design session, but all the rest of these are all resampled. Like this one. Like that movement, I couldn't have like thought that up.
Right.
That was just like a.
I think for the listeners, they always assume that you had that in your head and then you pulled it out of your head.
Yeah.
They're like, help me get out what I hear in my head. I'm like, first off, let go of what you hear in your head because it's not good enough.
Yeah, right.
You're going to trip into something that's going to sound 10 times better, I promise.
Yeah, that is always the case,
Always,
right?
every single time. So
Always.
That joint right there, though, you couldn't recreate that if you wanted to.
No, you could try it a million times. Where's the, I think it was... Yeah, I love this one. This one just was like, it just, like you're saying, it just fell into my lap.
What's doing the quick...
Oh, this thing. So this is the auto pans, what's making it go.
Oh, because
So-
you got it lined up completely, so it's not really panning left to right.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I only have one headphone on.
It's not. I've brought the phase up to 360, so this is what it sounds like without any of the auto pan. But I've got the rate modulated or automated, so it changes. So it goes from quarter notes to 16th notes back to 8th. So it goes. And this one, I don't think this one has any auto pan on it. It's just like a doinky. But yeah, these are all. I should show you some of the sounds that we made for this. We checked gnarly sounds. Sounds dope. Thanks, guys. How long have we been streaming? For about an hour 15. All right. I'll show you guys some of the sounds I made in this past sound design session. This is all from just recording one sawtooth with just infinite amounts of processing. That's ring mod and frequency shifter. Remember we were talking about frequency shifter last night.
Yeah, I guess what I'm discovering is I don't do enough sessions where I just design crazy sounds and then save them like this.
It's super fun. It's like when you get a crazy sound, and then when you can put it together into something like this, it feels extra rewarding. Aren't those the same you had given away in the Discord? Yes, these are the ones that I gave away in the Discord. Yes, hint, join the Discord. I gave away all these sounds in the Discord. All right, one last thing. I think what we'll do is I'll show you guys a dubstep tune I'm working on, and then we'll call it a day because me and Malachi have things to do today. Let's see here. Don't need to save that one. We'll just open this one up. I use some of these bass effect hits in this song too, and I'll show you guys one technique that I really that I've been using a lot lately. I've talked about it before in past videos, but we'll talk about it here in this project because it works really, really well. Okay, let's give it a little bit of pre-roll. You guys don't need to hear the intro. Intros are, I mean, they're just there to fill space, let's be honest. Oh, I forgot to put in the vocal sample. Sorry, guys. So that's pretty much what I got so far. But the technique I wanted to show you guys was the reverb throw. Bass clefs, easy washout. You have this. Yes, this
What's it called?
bass clefs, easy washout. This is a Ableton. It's been around for like ever. It's like a. If you want it, I'll give it to you. He gives it away for free. If you guys don't have it already, go online. Just type in bass clefs, easy washout, and so basically the main character of this sound is that whipping into the next section. Without this thing sounds like dog crap. It just whips it in.
Cool.
Gotta learn to do these kind of sounds, man. It sounds cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, like these are. Maybe I'll do a bass design session next stream. These are all from. These are all from the bass. This pack here that I put out on Discord. So yeah, these ones. It's a lot of it's just placement too. Like I have the first hit that goes like really. I sort of like a growl. It sounds more like a growl than like a wow sort of thing, right?
I mean,
I don't know. Like if we're talking about like
also unique.
like a real animal growl is what I mean. But then we got this thing. This is just a result of the bass design session. This one, and then this one, frequency shifter. This is the new shifter I was telling you about. That's
Right.
what frequency
Let me see
shifter
the-
is now.
All right.
And then
I
just
gotta start using it.
so that was just one sound from a Vengeance pack, and then this one, oh yeah, that we already talked about that one, and yeah, that one's another one from that pack, and then this is kind of cool. I took this sound; it sounds like this, but I used the frequency shifter, and I have this, like I just highlighted this area right here, drew in this sine wave shape, and then had this sort of ramp up a little bit, so it sounds like this now. Sort of like, this Space Laces does this all the time. You ever heard of Space Laces?
No, it sounds like a radio when you're turning a
Yeah, exactly.
dial.
I'm gonna show you Space Laces after this.
All right.
Just the craziest sound design ever. So it all comes together. I think that'll about do it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. Speaking of stream, go off. It's on my Spotify. The link is in the description. Go check out all the rest of the tunes that are on the compilation. So many great artists. Just the Gents on there. Matt Stubbs is on there. Captions on there. So many other great talented artists. And shoot, guys, I'm out of ideas. Malachi, do you have any more insight bombs to drop on him before we go?
No, you're just really good at this, man. I'm proud. It's good to see what you do, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. We will see you guys. Hopefully, maybe I'll just do another one next week. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Peace. Oh, and don't forget, grab the sample pack, Clouds, Volume 1. It's on soundsgoodrex.com. Link is in the description. If not, I will put it there. Soundsgoodrex.com if you don't have Clouds Volume 1 yet. All right. Peace, guys.